Welcome back to our channel. My name is Teacher Smith and today we are going to solve a very interesting question based on working backwards. So let's try to understand what is working backwards using an example question. Question says Adam, Ben and Kelvin had a total of 540 marbles. Adam gave 1/3 of his marbles to Ben. Then Ben gave 1/3 of his total marbles to Kelvin. And in the end, all the boys had the same number of marbles. Now, there are two questions that it's asking. So, at first, let's focus on the first question and then we'll read out and solve the second one. So, the first question says, how many marbles did each boy have in the end? Now, here in this question, there are actually too many conditions and cases to understand. At first, the question says there are 3 boys with total marbles, then they give out, but at the end, they have the same number of marbles. So, whenever there are too many conditions involved in a question, what's the best way to represent it? Yes, we can draw a model to represent. So, here I can draw a model for all 3 of them. So, for Adam, I'll represent it using A, for Ben by B, and for Kelvin by C. Now the question says at the end they have the same number of marbles. So for Adam, let's say if I represent the number of models here, let's say this is the number of marbles Adam have at the end. Now can you tell me how to represent for Ben? What will be the length? Yes, it will be the same because I have the same marbles. And for Kelvin, what will be the length? Yes, the same. Now the question also says the total number of marble is nothing but 540. Now, these 3 same lengths represent 540. Can I find out value for one of the length? Yes, I can, which is nothing but 540 divided by 3, which is nothing but 180. This means each one of them at the end had 180, 180 and 180 marbles. So this completes our first part of the question, which was very simple and very direct, that is calculating their individual value. Now let's focus on the second question. The second question says, how many marbles did Ben have at first? Here they had some marbles at first. But what happened? Adam gave some marbles to Ben, that is 1/3. Adam gave 1/3. Then Ben also gave 1/3 to Kelvin. So at the end it is the same and we know the same number of marbles, that is 180. Question is asking me at first. So actually here the question is quite challenging because there are 3 persons involved and they are transferring to each one of them. So let's try to understand the situation using a simple example. Let's say I give an example. Here, let's say there's an elder brother and there's a younger brother. Now the younger brother is crying, oh, I need money, I need to go out. Here, elder brother has some money. He gives 1/3 of his money to the younger one, the smaller one. Now, after giving 1/3, they both have the same amount of money, that is 180. Can we find out what is the amount that the elder brother has given to the smaller one? How to find out the amount that is transferred? We can think of it. See, he gave 1/3 of his money. So, if I want to represent it using a model, this is a total money that he had. Now, if he gives 1/3 of his money, this means this length will be divided in how many parts? Yes, just 3 parts. So, I'll divide it into 3 parts. And how much he gave to the younger one? Yes, just 1/3. This means this part that we can observe here is given to the smaller brother. This means the amount that he left is this 2 units, and this 2 units is nothing but how much money he had after giving. After giving, he is left with just $180. Now, can I find out how much money that he gave? Yes, we can find out, right? This 2 units represents 180. So how to find out value of 1 unit? 1 unit is simply 90. And how much units he gave to him? He just gave 1 unit, and 1 unit is nothing but 90. So the amount given is nothing but $90. So here, just by two people comparison, I can easily find out the value that is given if I know the fraction in here. This is very important. If I know the fraction that is given, I can easily find out the money that he has given. Now coming back to our example. The problem that it's really complicated here is because at first Adam gave some amount to Ben. Let's say if I represent it using some figures. So at first Adam gave 1/3 to Ben. Then the next part says Ben gave 1/3 of his total marbles to Kelvin. This means now Ben is giving 1/3 to Kelvin. And at the end they have the same number of marbles. What is the number of marbles each one had? Yeah, we have already found out, right? Everyone had 180. So after receiving 1/3, C has 180. After giving 1/3, B has 180. So they both have 180 and 180. Now, A also gave some amount to Ben. After giving, how much amount he has? Yes, he has 180 of it. So, three of them have 180 marbles. Now, the part that is really confusing and complicated is because now we have to find out how much value Ben had at first. So actually we know the final result here, that after giving they have 180. But I need to find out at start, and the process is also given. Process is given and the final result. Whenever a process is given and you know the value of the final result, at that time we can use this approach which is called as working backwards. Working backwards means you know the process and the final change. So from final change, from right, you can work all the way to back because you know how the process is. So if you try working backwards, here between C and B, I know B gave 1/3 to C. So if I want to represent the amount that B gave to C, here it's 1/3. So if I represent using a model, it is 1/3. This means the model is divided in how many parts? Of course 3 parts, and 1 part is given to C. So this 2 parts represent how much value? Yes, 1 part given to C, 2 part is nothing but 180. Can I find out value that is given to C? Yes, I can. 2 units represent 180, 1 unit is simply 90. This means Ben gave 90 to C, and after giving he has 180. So how much Ben had at this stage total? Yes, this is 180, this is 90, in total it's nothing but 270. So Ben had 270 in here. Now, he had 270. He had some extra marbles. From where did he get some extra marbles here? Yes, he got it from A. So, for A, after giving, we know the value he has is 180. So, if I represent the number of marbles A had, so if this is the model that represents number of marbles, this 1/3 is given. This means it can be divided in how many parts? Yes, can be divided in 3 parts. And 1 part is given to Ben. 2 parts is left with him. This 2 parts, can you find out the value for this 2 parts? Yes, this 2 part is nothing but after giving, he is left with this 180. So this 2 units represent 180, 1 unit represents 90. This means Ben has some extra amount here. This extra is nothing but he got some marbles from Adam. And how much marbles he got from Adam? He got 90 marbles. So this in total, how much marble he had at first? His own marbles. How can I find out? Yes, 270 minus 90, which is nothing but 180. This means Ben at start had 180 marbles, and I can write down my final answer. Ben had 180 at first. So from this question, what do we understand? Actually, there are too many processes involved, and at the end we know final change. And whenever we know the final change, we can use this approach, which is called as working backward. So to summarize everything, the second part only was challenging, and here we know the final result and process. So which method we need to use? We need to use the good approach, which is we need to work backwards to get the answer. So this completes our question based on our PSLE diagnostic booklet. You can also claim your PSLE diagnostic booklet. You can scan the QR code, text me, or I'll reply you using our PSLE diagnostic booklet. You can come down to our center to give the entrance test, and if you are interested, you can register for our classes as well. Now, to understand more on such SA2 topics, you can follow our YouTube channel. You can scan the QR code and you can follow us for more exciting content. For now, I am Teacher Smith signing off right now, but I'll see you in the next video.